What's up, guys? How's everybody doing? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another toy review, and this one is actually a first for me. Found this on Amazon, another one of those monthly payment deals where I'm paying on this guy monthly. What am I talking about? Talking about my first masterpiece. Well, he's not really, he's kind of my second masterpiece because I used to have this guy, but he's been reissued by Hasbro. This is the Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime. One of my favorite looking Optimus Primes. Really a cool version. One of the closest to the actual cartoon version, which I love. So we're going to take a quick look at this guy. Again, like I said, he has been re-released. Paid 90 bucks, but we're doing that in multiple month installments, so it's really not too bad. So let's get a quick look at the packaging. I know there's a lot of reviews on this, but it's kind of a special occasion when we have a masterpiece figure here, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at him. We're going to do things a little bit differently, though. I don't transform my Transformers, so why would I do it on the review? We're not going to do that. We're just going to just take a look at him as Optimus, give you guys a look at the articulation, the detail, and if he's worth getting or not. So let's go ahead and take a look at the masterpiece Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime. All right, guys, here we go. There's a reason they call these things masterpiece, because it's a masterpiece. And yeah, it really fits the bill. Let's get some good look at the details here. Check out that head sculpt. Absolutely phenomenal. As you can tell, the detail is just really on steroids. He does have a little bit of light piping for his eyes, which I think is good and bad. I don't know. So if you've got the right light on him, as you guys can see in the background, I got my lights, my other Transformers, so that might hit him, but he's probably going to get his own spot. So that's a little unfortunate. I kind of wish he had like a light up feature. I know a lot of YOLO parks have a light up feature too, but nevertheless, the detailing in this thing is just insane. Let's get you a good look at the head sculpt. Really, really good. You can get a good look at the gunmetal and all the great things that Prime has with his head. The blue's really nice. The crest is a nice gunmetal as well, and just looks absolutely phenomenal. I was talking about the light piping. There's some of the light piping back here with that nasty looking screw, but that's the back, so who cares, right? No big deal there. Another great thing is you can just see all the gears. You know, all the gears and all the gadgets. As you can tell, he has ratchet joints. Nothing's loose on him. As you can tell, nothing's loose at all. Both Autobot logos on his shoulders, really well done. The blue looks nice. I like this version of Optimus Prime, movie-wise, the most. I think this is the most G1-esque Optimus Prime that they've done. Of course, Bumblebee movie was the best by far. I mean, I don't think it was even close. But now, more look at the details. Like I said, you can see a lot of the gunmetal. There is a little bit of a dry brush with silver on there, which really helps out. That looks really nice. A lot of the gears are showing up there. Also in the arms, you can see a lot of the gears showing up there as well. I think one thing I don't like about this figure is that the bottom, where the window would be, is kind of just flat. Now that really is nothing to do with the figure, I don't think. I think that's just the design. I'd have to go back and look at some photos and see if that's the case. But I don't like the flatness of this, but it is what it is. Still not bad. Also, the yellow triangles really pay homage to the G1. Smokestacks up here pay homage to the G1. These are actually spring-loaded. A very weak spring, but spring-loaded to get his arm up and out of the way without having to move it too much. When I got this out, I kind of forgot that spring load. I was like, oh, great, it's broke. No, it's basically a little spring load. You can see right there. Nice little spring-loaded action there. So again, details really good. As we come down to the feet and stuff, really very well detailed. Again, the blue looks really nice. All the gunmetal looks good. I wish it had rubber tires. I wish that. That is one thing that I'm a little disappointed on, but nevertheless, still really good. They still roll. They don't have that cheap plastic look like a lot of the mainline does, a lot of the mainline Optimus Primes. So there's that. And then also the backpack, which is pretty much non-existent. This is very accurate to the actual movie. Backpack looks great. So, I mean, there's really, it's a masterpiece. It's almost a $100 figure. It should look pretty damn great. And it really does look pretty damn great. So there's kind of a look at him aesthetically. Let's go ahead and move on to his articulation. Okay, before we go to articulation, 2 accessories. First is the Ion Blaster, mostly black. We do have a little bit of gunmetal gray up top here, but that is really the gist of the paint, unfortunately. And then we have these ugly screws on the other side, which kind of sucks because most of my Optimus Primes hold his gun with the right hand. And if you put it in the right hand, it's going to show. So he'll probably have to hold this one in the left hand, which kind of sucks. This also does collapse and fold in. This is due to the storage for the truck mode. So you can do that. There's a little peg in here that plugs onto the back, and there's some storage for you. But we're not going to be doing that. We keep our Transformers and robots around here. Some nice detail. I mean, it's just a nice modern looking version of his Ion Blaster. So that's super cool. Like the gun. His second accessory, we're going to have to open him up. And that is the Matrix of Leadership. I haven't tried to get this out. I don't think I will be able to get this out. Well, we don't need to get it out. There it is. Matrix. Looks cool. He'll be able to hold the Matrix just fine with no problems. Again, there's a lot of nice detail in there as well in the Matrix chamber. So that's cool. So he comes with the gun. Comes with the Matrix. So let's go ahead and close them back up. Let's take a look at articulation. There's a ton of articulation, so we'll go kind of nice and slow for this. Head is pretty much on a ball joint. Honestly, you don't get as much as you would think you would. There's not a lot. He can't really look up at all. I mean, basically none at all. Down, he can look just a little bit. Side, there is no wiggly waggly, and he can turn. So he does turn all the way. So the head is a little disappointing for a masterpiece. $100 figure. I would expect more range of motion in the neck. So Takara and Hasbro, you failed on the neck. I'm not super keen about that. Arms, however, do go all the way around. No big deal there. A very, very soft ratchet there. Nothing super crazy. He does have some little panels that do get in the way, as you can see here. Kind of gets in the way. Shoulders, got a nice ratchet. We kind of mentioned that in the last segment. So that's nice. He will not... That's about as far as he gets. So that'll work. That's not too bad. And again, this is a little spring load, so that'll help. And that'll be nice too. As far as bicep, it doesn't look like he has any, he does, very tight. So it does have some movement in the bicep, very tight, so be careful with that. The elbow, you guys can probably hear that. Beautifully done. Beautifully done with the elbow, and you get kind of the look of it extending. It's not that nasty, huge gap like on some of the other Hasbro offerings. So you get a nice elbow bend there. Again, great ratchet. Sounds good. It's actually a double and works really well. The wrist is basically a ball joint. Goes in and out, goes side to side. He does have open hands. Problem with the hands is his fingers are not able to open up all the way. So you're going to get it to look something like that. The thumb is also on a ball joint. He does kind of have a trigger finger already in place. That finger is separate from the other fingers, as you can see there. So that's nice too. As far as the waist goes, he'll turn. No real ab crunch to speak of. We're just going to get a turning waist, and that's about it. For the legs, we'll go ahead and move these arms out of the way. His skirt pieces will come up a bit. These are a little tight, but not too bad. And he will bend. Nice ratchets there. Can't really see him too well, but nice ratchets. So he will do the splits. If you need an Optimus Prime to do the splits, there you go. He'll do it. So nice there. We also get some thigh rotation, and the knees are on a nice ratchet. Let's see. Let me take a look and see if we got double here. I don't think we do. I think we only got single. So they're going to go about 90, which is fine. Again, he's a robot. He's not going to need a ton of articulation there either. As far as the ankles go, we got up and down, and we got a ton of side to side. That's actually a little loose on that side. This side a little loose too, so just be careful with that. But overall, really good articulation. Very nicely done. The paint really looks great. He articulates enough. You don't need, he's Optimus Prime. You don't need a ton of articulation or anything like that. But for a masterpiece, pretty good. For $100, not bad. So about what I would expect out of articulation. I think the knees are lacking a little bit. It would have been kind of cool to get a little bit of an ab crunch. And then the head really is the worst part. So there you go. There's articulation. Let's go ahead and grab a couple Optimus Primes. We'll do a quick comparison. All right. I think we got the 3 best Optimus Primes lined up here. Quick comparison and what you're getting. Now, the YOLO Park one, we'll go ahead and bring the YOLO Park up. We'll go ahead and put Studio Series back. But the YOLO Park one, it does have die cast in it. This one does not have die cast. This one's $60. He is quite a bit shorter, though. He's a good 3 inches shorter, but still really solid. Doesn't transform. Of course, the Masterpiece does transform, so there is that. But, you know, we're paying about another $40 for the Masterpiece. And I think, you know, honestly, we're getting our money's worth when it comes to $100 for this Masterpiece over the YOLO Park, which is $60, but still really nice. And you can really tell a difference in weight, too. This guy even has die cast, and he's nowhere near as heavy as the Bumblebee Optimus Prime. So, honestly, for the price point, I think it's really comparable. I'm not going to say one is better than the other because they're different price points. They're different. One's G1, one's Bumblebee movie. So, you know, it's really kind of preference, but I think the price on this guy, $90 on Amazon, is definitely worth it. Let's go ahead and get the YOLO Park out of the way, and we'll get to, you know, everybody's favorite, including mine, which is the Studio Series, which is $90. We don't have his trailer. His trailer is basically a hollow nothing. And look at the size difference in these. And we're at $90, $90. So that's got to tell you something right there. I think this Bumblebee movie, this Masterpiece, is definitely worth the $90 more than this is. We did a video a few weeks ago saying if this was the best Optimus Prime. I said it is, but we're talking mainline. And I didn't make that clear in that video. I wish I had. We were just talking mainline. We're never going to compare if a mainline's going to be better than a Masterpiece because it's a Masterpiece. So in this comparison, you can't really compare the two. One's a Masterpiece, one's a mainline. For a mainline Optimus Prime, I still think he's the best. But when they say Masterpiece, they mean it because this thing really, really looks good. The detailing is so much better than in this guy right here. And I think you really get your money's worth a whole lot more than you do with this. But everybody's losing their minds over that one. So there you go. Much taller, much better ratchet joints, much better articulation, much better everything. But again, mainline compared to Masterpiece. So there you go. All right, some final thoughts. I really am happy with this purchase. Like I said, I did have him a few years ago. Sold him off. I don't even remember why I sold him off, but that was a mistake. I really highly recommend this figure to you guys. If you're a fan of Optimus Prime, if you're a fan of the Bumblebee movie, and you want something cool that's really kind of a showcase figure. I mean, he's a centerpiece type figure, I think. I think, you know, much cheaper than a 3-0 option or, you know, something like that. Plus, he moves better. He transforms. 3-0s don't transform. I think if you want this figure right here, this character of this version, I think this is the one to go with. So, again, $90 on Amazon. You can do monthly payments, which is what I'm doing. And I think he's great, man. We're going to go ahead and give him a 9 out of 10. I think a little bit of articulation held him up from getting a higher score. But still, a really, really great figure with a lot of positives. So, go get him. Still on Amazon for those monthly payments. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.